Jones leading off the game. Whoa, loves the heat by Colon, his 4th home run of the year. 1-0 Twins. Twins trying to avoid a sweep over the 4 games. Bottom one, Kyle Lowe's facing Jim Thome, and he lets it loose. Hitting Thome in the back foot. Thome goes down, but he stays in the game. It's a good thing for Cleveland he did. Because with the game tied at 2 in the bottom of the 3rd, Thome goes to work. A 2-run home run a day after he hit a grand slam. It's now 4-2 Indians. It was 8-2, 5th inning. A.J. Pierzynski facing Colon. Colon off target right in the back. Both teams would get a warning. Ron Gardenhire wants to know what his team did wrong. Jack Crescent pitching for the Twins hits Ricky Gutierrez in the leg. This is baseball, folks. Crescent gets tossed. Benches would clear. Messages would be sent. No punches would be thrown. Gardenhire gets thrown out. Denny Hocking, opposite way, down the line. Matt Lawton, the former Twin, one of 2 great catches against his former team in this game. 8-4 the final. 8 straight wins for...
Skip, give me the ball. First inning, no score. Scott Ayer pitching. Derek Jeter. Derek is looking. 0 for 4, 1 strikeout. Jason Giambi, big night last night. That was last night. Goes down swinging. Bottom first, run on second for Raul Mondesi off the rocket. Liner to second. Off the glove of Alfonso Soriano. Ruled a hit. Eric Hinsky comes in to score. Mondesi safely at second. Toronto up 1-0. Third inning, Gabe tied at 1, runners at first and second after being walked. Clemens facing Jose Cruz, and Cruz singles to left. On the play, Mondesi scores. Cruz 1 for 3, a walk and 2 RBI. Blue Jays take the lead. Next batter, Darren Fletcher. Grounds one to Soriano. Okay, this one wasn't ruled a hit. Right through the legs. Fletcher safe at first. Delgado scores. It's now 3-1 Toronto. Take another look. Soriano misplays the bounce. The Yankees, by the way, lead the American League in errors. That's Soriano's 5th of the season. Could have been a double play. Next batter, Vernon Wells hits it to center. Ground rule double. Floodgates are open on the air. Jose Cruz scores. 4-1 Jays. Toronto scores 4 in the 3rd. Clemens 5 innings, 8 hits, 7 Ks, 3 walks. 6th inning now. 6-1 Toronto. Fletcher, a little blooper off Randy Choate. Mondesi scores. Jeter has difficulties finding it. Delgado scores. 8-1 Blue Jays. Fletcher 2 for 4. And then Ayer facing Giambi again. Okay, Giambi had a big game last night. He was 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. And the Blue Jays absolutely waxed the Yankees 11-3. Check this out. Yanks have given up 20 runs in the last 2 games, 18 in the first 8 games. Clemens had won 7 straight against Toronto. This is his first loss to the Jays since 1994, since he was a member of the Red Sox. Scott Ayer gets his first win as a starter since August of 1998.
One big inning, I had to work a little harder than I would like to have. And just gave, I think, their guy a little too much cushion. Because, you know, I feel you keep it close, we're going to score runs. So that's what you try and do.
Roger was throwing hard. I thought his fastball was really coming in there, but we were able to take advantage of an error there that helped us out, and got some base hits with guys on base.
You got to admire Roger for wanting to step up and take the ball, but this is the 2nd straight season he's done that. He did it against Detroit last year for Joe Torre on 3 days rest. The results, both cases have been shaky. Got the win last year, but he's failed to go 6 innings in either of those 2 starts on 3 days rest and has given up 5 earned runs in both cases. But when he's received his regular rest over the last 2 seasons, Clemens' numbers, some of the best in the bigs.
We have Mets, we have Cubs. Michener version. Juan Cruz pitching bases loaded to Mike Piazza. Popping up. Fred McGriff's all over that. Look at the defense by Fred McGriff. It's endorsed by Fred McGriff. Next batter, Edgardo Alfonso going to left. Roger Cedeno going to try to score from 3rd. Roosevelt Brown watching out for the sun, and then coming up, the good hose. Got him at the plate. Cedeno's out. Inning over. Bottom of 5, Mets leading 1-0. Sammy Sosa conks that thing way back and far. Sosa not out of the gate very quickly. Chula off the wall, still rolling, and Sosa's rolling around the bases. How far could he have gone? Well, he got to 3rd anyway on this. It's a triple for Sosa. Look again. Sammy Sosa thought he might have had a home run, but then he got going when he saw it come back into play. Next batter is Fred McGriff. Stasio jamming him, and McGriff meekly. Inning over. Sosa stranded at 3rd base. To the top of the 7th. Runner on 2nd. Cedeno going to right. DeLiner to Shields. A little trouble with it. Rey Ordonez all the way from 2nd. He's on in. Mets go out front by a count of 2-0. Still 2-0. Top of the 8th. Mike Piazza Conks that thing over wall. Third of the season. All three of his homers are solo shots. And the Mets have the lead. 8th inning, 3-0 Mets. Sammy Sosa, home run. This one he can jog out. 4th of the season. Score now, 3-1. Next batter, Crime Dog on a 2-1 count. Way back, and it's off the ivy. But McGriff, like Sosa earlier, didn't run it out completely, so it's a long single for him. 3 batters later, the bases are loaded. Milano Encarnacion to the mound, and Strickland doubling up. Crime Dog, who enjoys defense, he's out there. 9th inning, Armando Benitez in to close. Against Mark Bellhorn, serves up a big plate of meat, and with that, you get egg roll. First of the year, media pressure will be intense for his second. Cubs cut it to 3-2. Now bottom of 9, Benitez against Sosa. Sosa needs a double for the cycle. Instead, he conks it way up high in the air. The Mets a bit confused. Who's going to get it? In and out of the picture, Torre Ordonez coming to make the play. His son, not easy to deal with. The right side of the infield couldn't deal with it, so Ordonez comes over, making the out, and the Mets win it by a count of 3-2 on that play. Astacio, 16 strikeouts now in 14 innings pitched this season. The Mets pitchers have a 2.24 ERA this season. And a note on the Cubs. Kyle Farnsworth, you saw him yesterday, warming up to go into action. Instead, in the bullpen, a stress fracture in his right foot, warming up. He's expected now to miss 4 to 6 weeks.
Brewers and Cards at Busch. We're in St. Louis, Kenny.
They have the best fans in baseball.
You bet. Bottom third tied at 1. Mike Matheny off Nick Neugebauer, and Nick was just Neugebauered. A 3-run over deep to left. Matheny's first, delighting the best fans in baseball. Cards up 4-1. 4-1. Bottom 4 still 4-1. J.D. Drew, who's your buddy, off Mike Buddy. Solo homer for J.D. Expecting big things from him. His first. Cards up 5-1. Top 6. Brewers have cut it to 5-2. Richie Sexton off Gene Steckschulte, and he was just Steckschulte. A 2-run homer. Third on the year for Big Sexy. Brewers cut it to 5-4. Bottom 8, it's tied at 5. Runners on second and third. The Brewers intentionally walked Jim Edmonds to get to Tino Martinez, and why not? Only 4 RBI and hitting 138, but Tino is a smart hitter. Full count, bases loaded. He gets a go-ahead RBI on the bases-loaded walk. Cards go up 6-5. If that's a familiar score, it's because that's the score the last 2 times these teams have played. Cardinals won it both times. Top 9 Brewers have runners on first and second, nobody out. Talking about a bunt, but Mark Loretta squares the bunt, pulls it back, pops it to Kerry Robinson to the left, 1 out. Now Steve Klein on the pitch. Jose Hernandez, you can't handle my breaking stuff. 2 outs. Next batter is Eric Young. Steve Klein says to Eric Young, hit this. No can do. Strikes him out to end the game, and the Cards, again, are redundant. It's deja video. 6-5. All 3 games in this series, 6-5 final score.
Having beaten the Phillies 22 times in his career, coming in, trying to beat him with his bat. He popped up the bunt, and Mike Lieberthal flat out getting it done. 2 men on and 1 out. Lieberthal making the great defensive play. Braves up 3-0, but the author and perfecter of the diving catch is Andrew Jones. Mr. Gold Glove himself, only hitting $175, but the glove's working fine. Top 8, Gary Sheffield, hit for the 2nd time in the game. Bobby Cox comes out to check on Sheff, who would leave the game, head back to the clubhouse. Took one kind of in the middle of the body, and that one down around the shins. Braves win it 6-2. Glavine gave up only 3 hits over 7 shutout. His ERA's down to 0.8. 1 out. Kevin Minch, good ball striker, takes Mark Mulder over the center field wall. Minch's first big league homer. That poor muscle in Juan Gonzalez's hand might be feeling a little bit better all of a sudden. Minch drove in 4. Doug Davis gets David Justice. Davis struck out 6, and Justice over his last 10. Minch, fortitude, firmness of purpose. He's a Minch. Robs Michelangelo on the fly ball to right.
Did you say Mensch?
I did. That's the man's name.
Okay.
Davis getting Frank Menachino, who is 0 for 4. Davis, complete game 2 hitter. Top 7, 6-0 Rangers. Eric Chavez, Gabe Kapler. Who'd have thought we'd need you? Right here where we need you. Welcome back. Rangers win it 7-0. Davis said he was surprised at the end. Bottom 5, Angels down 2-0. Freddie Garcia is struggling a bit. Ben Molina hits one out there, and Charlie Gibson making like Ichiro. Good morning, America. Ichiro just got the night off. Later that inning, bases juiced for Garrett Anderson. 2-1 game. Seattle's on top, and Garrett Anderson establishes contact with the server, but he can't get it over Mike Cameron. Adam Kennedy would tag and score. We're tied at 2. Could have been much, much worse if not for Cameron. Top 6, still tied at 2. Bases loaded. Carlos Guillen Little duck snort. Brett Boone would score. Here comes Edgar motoring. Edgar didn't get down, and it's a little bit gimpy there. Mariners go up 3-2. Top 9. It's now stretched out to an 8-4 lead, and Edgar grounds one to third. You saw the little limp earlier, and that is a much bigger limp. Got a left leg injury. Could be a bit of a Pyrrhic victory for Seattle. They take it 8-4. Edgar was holding that hamstring.
Your RJ in the mound at Coors Field. Todd Helton, his only hit of the game. It's a chopper. Tony Womack can't field it. Juan Uribe would score. It's 2-0 Colorado. Bases loaded, nobody out. Johnson striking out Agbayani. And then Johnson getting Jose Ortiz. 9 Ks for Randy Johnson. And then inducing Gary Bennett to hit this weak chopper. Johnson 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, and 9 strikeouts. 2-1 Colorado in the 4th. Damian Miller off a Chris Nick team. Second homer of this game. 2 of his 3 career multi-home run games have come at Coors. What a shock. We're tied at 2. Same score, bases loaded for Miller. He could not be stopped. Tony Womack, Danny Batista would score on that. Miller 3 for 3. Arizona up 4-2. 4 RBIs in the game for Miller. Now 7-2 Arizona. Luis Gonzalez at the plate. Check the ground for chewed gum. Gonzalez. 2 is not a winner. A home run off of Mike James. His 3rd homer of the year for Gonzo. And the D-backs go on to the victory. Colorado falling to 6-14 over the last 2 years against the D-backs. Randy Johnson now has 29 strikeouts in his 3 starts this year, all victories. He's now unbeaten in his last 10 starts overall as he helps snap the D-backs' 3-game losing streak. After, Randy spoke about his great escape in his 1st inning.
As the game progressed, I felt like I was hitting my spots a little bit better. And like I said, the 1st inning was an inning that you give up 2 runs with the bases loaded and you went to the heart of the order. That's kind of encouraging, and just kind of minimize the damage and give your team a chance to score some runs, and I did, and we did, and it was a good outcome.
You know, it's worth repeating. It's a tale of 2 teams when the 2 aces of the Diamondbacks start in comparison to the other starters since the All-Star break last year. When Johnson or Curt Schilling start, the D-backs have won close to 90% of those games, including the postseason. This in comparison to the team's .366 winning percentage record when all the others start. Johnson and Schilling strike out nearly 7 times as many batters as they walk.
Dodgers and Giants, fresh off of Barry's game-winning double on Wednesday night. Bottom 7-2 out, bases empty, 2-1 game. And Omar Dahl, who wants to be a starter, gets. And Bonds 0 for 2, 3 walks. Dahl 2 scoreless in relief of Andy Ashby. Top 8, Kirk Reeder and Mark Grusolanic. A 194 career hitter against Reeder. Barry will catch that. No, he won't. A 2-2 tie. The next batter, it is all about Hiram Boca Chica. Hiram Boca Chica back-to-back over Barry. And Dodgers take a 3-2 lead. Still in the 8th, nobody out. 4-2 game now. Sean Green up the middle. Jeff Kent. Good flip to Martinez, who turns the double play. And are you feeling it, Evil? Is that a yes? Bottom of the ninth, 4-3 Dodgers. 1 out, Bonds to bat. And Eric Gagne pitching to him. Got a pass ball on Paul LaDuca, and then another one. Calvin Murray's going to go around there to 3rd, and now with base open, Gagne's going to do a wise thing and put Bonds on, and then he takes care of Jeff Kent. It's Gagne's only K, and the Giants' last hope was Reggie Sanders, and Gagne would take care of him. He's making a bid to be the Dodgers' full-time closer. They're doing it by committee right now, but 3 saves for Gagne, and the Dodgers beat the Giants 4-3. There's 3 runs in the 8th that the Dodgers got, the most the Giants have allowed in an inning all season. Andy Ashby pitched well in his 2nd start coming off elbow surgery. Gave up 2 runs over 5. Again, Barry 0 for 2, walked 3 times.
Back in 1996, McClatchy headed a group of 28 limited partners that bought the team for about $95 million. Forbes magazine just recently reported the Pirates are worth nearly 3 times that. Pirates hosting the Reds. Juan Encarnacion batting against Jimmy Anderson. Encarnacion off of Anderson. Over the fence. His 3rd home run, 2nd in as many nights. Reds up 1-0. Top of the 5th, Reds down suddenly 2-1 with 2 on. Encarnacion, and I'll highlight again. Off of Anderson again. Jimmy Haynes will score on that good placement. Barry Larkin hustling will beat the throw home. Encarnacion 2 for 5 at 3 RBI. Reds up 3-2. Same score in the bottom of the 9th. Danny Graves dealing to Abraham Nunez. Misses it. Jason LaRue, the gunning out KY, trying to steal. Career save number 100 for the mullet, Danny Graves. The Reds hang on 3-2. Bob Boone looking like a genius. He moved Encarnacion up to second from sixth in the order. He responds, drives in all 3 runs. Jimmy Haynes, 2 runs, 6 hits over 6 1/3.
Expos and Marlins, 4,466 on hand in South Florida to state their case against contraction. Top 7th, Expos trailing 6-4. Vlad putting one deep. Preston Wilson working the wall and firing back to get Jose Vidro on the double play. Unbelievable. Marlins win it 7-5. Go to the American League. Red Sox and Royals. Red Sox leading the majors, 14 home runs. Royals give up a lot. Royals playing some defense here. Look at Mike Sweeney. Great flip to Chad Durbin to get Johnny Damon. Another peek. That is worth great barehanded stab by Durbin, and he finds the bag beautifully to beat the speedy Damon. Top 9, game tied at 5. Chuck Knobloch 0 for 4 to this point. Now 1 for 5. Knobloch had a huge series. Grand slam in the opener, stole 3 bases on Wednesday night. Gets the big hit there. Royals taking a 6-5 lead. Still in the 9th, men on 2nd and 3rd. Carlos Beltran 2 for 4. He doubles his season RBI total by driving in a couple. Royals win at 8-5.
D-Rays Orioles. Travis Phelps, a 6-3 lead in the 6th for the D-Rays. Geronimo Hill, solo home run, first in his major league career. Next batter, Mike Bordick, solo home run. We have back-to-back dongs. Jerry Hastern Jr., that's an infield single. Melvin Mora flying out all the way to the wall in center, 1 out. Hairston gets hurt sliding into first. He left. Jesus Colomeno pitcher for D-Rays. David Segui, the blooper. D-Rays should have had it. Jeff Conine, the single. Chris Singleton would score. Tony Batista, that's a ground rule double. Segui would score. Gary Matthews Jr., he walks. Jay Gibbons, he doubles. 2 more runs score. What about Hills? Striking out, looking out, number 2. Mike Bordick up the middle. Matthews and Gibbons would score. Chris Singleton, singling. Mora, walking. Hal McRae getting rookie Steve Kent. Segui, singles. Bordick and Singleton score. Conine, infield single. Mora and Segui score. Batista flying out to center. That's out number 3. And we need the ESPN News hit chart. 11 hits, 12 runs for the O's in the 6th. I need to take a breath. As for McRae, he's not thrilled. The Orioles setting club records with their 12-run, 11-hit 6th inning. Not bad for a Baltimore team that had scored just 6 runs during a 6-game skid.